In recent years, we have certainly seen a decrease in the releases of new MMORPGs, and those that have released have either been extremely pay to win or flat out missed the mark completely, catering to the wrong audience. Due to the drought, it certainly means to me that every new MMORPG announced is special, and regardless of the current state of the genre, it deserves to be judged on its own. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at a new game, Blue Protocol. So what exactly is Blue Protocol? It is an upcoming free-to-play MMORPG being developed by the known developer Bandai Namco. The game is currently slated to be released later this year in Japan, with an international release sometime on the horizon, with nothing confirmed or set in stone as of yet. A question that I've seen, and one that I had myself, is if this game is going to be releasing on consoles. Now, they have not released any official statement on this matter. The PC version of the game does have gamepad support though, so it's not out of the question that consoles might be coming at some point in the future. Bandai Namco, of course, being the developer, does seem to be more leaning towards the console release in the future being credible, because I think that they have experience with Bless Unleashed, amongst other games that they've released on consoles in the past as well, so really it's not out of the question for a console release to be planned in the future. Something to note if you wanted to play the game when it comes out in Japan is the game is currently not region locked, so if you wanted to play the game when it comes out, whether that's in a closed beta or an open beta that you're able to get into, it is definitely possible for you to do so at the moment. Unless they change this in the future, right now you could go ahead and sign up for a Bandai Namco account and get all signed up and ready to go for a potential release in the future. Just to throw that out there, just in case you did not want to wait for an international release. The game recently finished up its first closed beta test, and as such, I think now is definitely a good time to reevaluate whether or not is the right time to get excited for this title in the future, so let's get right into it. So if you don't know what the game is at all, the game is a heavy PvE focused MMORPG with no PvP being in the game at this point in time. Nothing additionally has been planned in the future for PvP, so at the moment, PvE is really the only focus currently. When diving into the game, you're going to be able to select from 4 different classes that will continue to be expanded upon in the future. Additional classes may come sometime in the future, but for right now, the team states that they wish to focus on just the 4 main classes that they currently have. Now, the 4 classes that they currently offer include the Aegis Fighter, which is a melee sword and board type of class, basically your defensive class. The Twin Striker, which is a dual-wielding, fast melee attacking class. The Blast Archer, which is a range class that attacks afar with a bow and can also act as a support, which will buff and debuff allies and enemies. And lastly, the 4th class is the Spellcaster, which is a ranged magic class who specializes in building up a mana meter, which will be able to unleash various magic attacks. Now, while these classes all somewhat do fit into a role, there's no Trinity system in Blue Protocol, meaning there's no dedicated tank, healer, or damage dealer role in the game. However, that's not to say that you can't build your character to fit a certain playstyle. You're able to build your class to your liking by upgrading your various skill trees throughout different classes. You gain various points by completing different quests and leveling up, and you'll be able to use these points to enhance attributes to focus more on survivability, dealing more damage, or providing more support. In a way, this does allow every single class to be unique in what role they wish to specialize in, so you could have more of a tanky spellcaster or more of a damage dealing Aegis Fighter if you really wanted to. I think that that would translate pretty well to PvP if and when that does get added to the game, because it would allow for a pretty wide variety of playstyles even with just the 4 classes. But even without the PvP, with just the 4 classes, you're going to have a lot of variety to play with in just the raids and dungeons and everything. Something also to keep in mind is that you're also not going to be locked into a certain class per character. You can change your class at any time in the main hub town, but you're going to need to level up each one individually starting from the beginning level. In the game, you're going to be following the main story quest along with doing other PvE style activities, including dungeons that come in a classic mode as well as a time attack mode, which is kind of just racing against the clock. There's also raid boss dungeons that come up on different intervals, and you'll be able to take those down with a group of various other members. Crafting as well as gathering is also in the game, and that's a pretty significant feature. You're going to be able to craft and gather some of the best items in the game, which is really going to have a good lasting economy in the game overall. You'll be taking on these activities in various zones that are each in its own location and own instance, which means that you'll need to travel to each zone through a separate loading screen. So once you get into that zone though, you're going to have no loading screens. It's going to be one wide open area, and it will have a channel-based system. So if it's a full channel that you're on and you want to go to a more less populated area, you're going to be able to swap over to a different channel and see if it has less players on it. Or if you wanted to hop over to a more populated channel, you could do that as well. Blue Protocol does also have an arena in the game that you can take on with various other players, and this includes taking on waves of monsters. This is called Player versus Party. So you're going to be able to queue up into this and be able to take on various waves and obtain various experience and rewards for doing this. So I would have to guess that you're going to be able to take on these waves in various difficulties, obtaining tiered rewards for whatever difficulty you completed on. So that's another option for you to do, but again, it's another sort of PvE aspect of the game that you're going to be able to do. The game also has a summon type system where you collect various spirits called Imajin to add to your arsenal. These can be obtained through quests or by getting drops from monsters that you defeat. They range from increasing your stats, dealing a special ability, increasing your base stats by equipping them, or you can even use them as a mount to get around the world faster. More Imagine will continue to be added over time, but I really do like the system overall. It allows them to add in various combat abilities that might be lacking on your specific class. So if you wanted to play more solo, you could use this Imagine to kind of pick up the slack, or you could always use an Imagine to enhance your stats to be able to pump up more damage, more healing, more survivability, or whatever. It really allows for more customization. So after taking a look at a lot of the closed beta gameplay and seeing all the changes the developers have made in regards to the feedback from the community has made me really optimistic for the future of this game. They seem to be aware of what the community does want for this title, and super aware that the Western audience is also chomping at the bit to get a new, good, upcoming MMORPG. Bandai Namco is going to have more closed beta tests in the future, and my fingers are personally crossed for an open beta or some further international release information sometime soon. But I really encourage you to take a look at some of the more recent videos from the closed beta test that just ended. Some videos out there are going to showcase some dungeons, some raid gameplay, and just overall general open world gameplay from Blue Protocol. But let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments below. Are you guys excited for this game, or is it kind of off your radar? What do you guys think overall? Personally, I really am excited for the future of this game, and I'm gonna be following it pretty closely. The thing that does make me a little bit wary is the fact that there is no PvP in the game, but I'm sure that that will change in the future. I have to guarantee that that will change, but I guess we'll just have to see where the direction of the game goes. But hopefully you guys did like the video and learned something about Blue Protocol. If you guys did like the video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more MMORPG content in the future, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.